Now, what about Princess Beatrice and Eugenie? They've, of course, fled the UK and are reportedly barely holding it together, Josh.
When the royal family gathered at Sandringham this Christmas, there was one detail that stood out immediately. And it was not what anyone was wearing or who arrived first. It was who was there at all. Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie walked to church alongside the king and senior royals, smiling, chatting, and very visibly part of the fold. Their parents, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor and Sarah Ferguson, were nowhere to be seen. For a family that has spent years trying to manage the fallout of scandal, that contrast felt deliberate. And according to one royal watcher, it was. The annual Christmas Day service at St. Mary Magdalene Church on the Sandringham estate has always been one of the clearest visual statements of who is in and who is not. Attendance is never accidental. Every step, every position in the procession is noticed. This year, Beatrice and Eugenie arrived with their husbands and joined the walk with the wider family, smiling and composed. Cameras caught them chatting easily as they made their way toward the church, while their disgraced parents remained entirely absent from the scene. That absence is now routine, but the presence of their daughters felt newly pointed. As we know, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor and Sarah Ferguson have been frozen out of royal life following years of controversy connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew stepped back from public duties in 2019, later losing his remaining military affiliations and royal patronages. He no longer uses his former Duke of York title in any official capacity. Ferguson, while technically divorced from Andrew, has remained closely linked to him in public perception. Neither parent has attended a Sandringham Christmas with the royal family in years. What made this Christmas different was not just that Beatrice and Eugenie were present, but how they were placed. According to body language expert Judy James, who spoke to The Mirror, this appearance was not simply a family gathering. She described it as a carefully considered public statement from the firm. She said there appeared to have been behind-the-scenes planning to support the sisters at what she called a very important moment in terms of their public position within the royal family. James pointed out that with their parents effectively banished, the emotional strain of divided loyalties must be intense. Public support for Andrew remains extremely low, and any visible association with him risks reputational damage. In that context, stepping out publicly with the senior royals was not without risk. James said that appearances like this would naturally bring up feelings of tension, even if they were handled with smiles. And yet, the message was clear. Beatrice and Eugenie were not drifting on the margins. They were placed front and center. One detail James highlighted was Eugenie's position in the walk to church. She followed close behind King Charles, a placement that does not happen by accident. Her uncle, Prince Edward, was positioned beside her, chatting easily as they walked. James described this as a form of visible protection and cohesion, a signal that the king's nieces are still considered part of the royal unit despite the ongoing scandal surrounding their parents. The firm, she said, appear to be issuing an emphatic visual statement of its own. For royal watchers, this is significant because Beatrice and Eugenie have kept a relatively low profile in recent years. Neither has been implicated in any wrongdoing, but both have understandably pulled back from high-visibility events as scrutiny around their parents intensified. This Christmas marked a shift. The sisters were not just present. They were presented, smiling, relaxed, and fully integrated into the family procession. They projected stability at a time when their family name remains deeply controversial. It is also worth noting the timing. Claims and allegations continue to emerge about Andrew and Ferguson's past associations, keeping their names in the headlines. Public sentiment remains unforgiving. The decision to bring Beatrice and Eugenie forward now suggests a desire to draw a firm line between the next generation and the scandals of the last. The exact mechanics of these decisions are never made public, but the royal family has long understood the power of imagery. Sanding and walks are as much about signaling as they are about tradition. Who walks beside whom? Who arrives together? Who is absent? This year the message seemed unambiguous. Andrew and Ferguson remain out. Their daughters remain in. For Beatrice and Eugenie, that position is likely complicated. Loyalty to family does not disappear simply because access to royal events does. But the firm appears determined to show that the actions of the parents will not automatically define the future of the daughters. That distinction matters, especially as the monarchy continues to slim down and clarify who represents it publicly. Whether this becomes a permanent shift or a carefully managed moment remains to be seen. The details behind the scenes are unclear and royal plans can change quickly. But for now, the image has been sent. The king's nieces belong at Sandringham. Their parents do not. And that perhaps more than any statement or press briefing is where the royal family continues to draw its line. And it appears quite clearly Beatrice and Eugene have made their choice. So, what do you make of this appearance? Do you think this signals a long-term rehabilitation for Beatrice and Eugene within royal life? Or is this simply a one-off moment of support during a difficult chapter? Let me know your thoughts. And if you enjoy these updates, do subscribe so you do not miss the next.